you lead today.
Hello and welcome, each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and joining me again is Morganne Rayne and Alisha Ann Kingrey. Hello, Morgan. Hello, Alisha. Nice to see you after so long time apart.
You ladies, I really, really miss our time together. Morganne, don't ever get hurt again. You're not allowed to.
Maybe Morgan for our viewers, for our viewers.
You know, you never know what life's. You never know what life with you.
That's true. I know, that is true.
Morgan, maybe tell our viewers what happened to you and why we didn't have shows so far.
Okay, yes, it's all my fault. I had an accident with my eye, and my cornea got burned. So we're now about 3 weeks into this adventure, and maybe a little bit more than 3 weeks. And we've just had miracles all over the from. I was told I was my cornea to I am total light. I see shapes. Every day they're becoming more and more defined. I have absolutely no pain. I have had even deeper awakenings. If I thought I was awake, but even deeper awakenings, and it's been truly. I've had people all over the world praying for me and holding me in light and love. And for me, that is just like, thank you, because there are times when we who are light workers and healers, we need that. We just need to be buoyed up by those who have the strength to do it. So I just surrendered to all that love and that light and prayers. And it's been a beautiful time. It's, I don't want to go that experience again, but I feel really blessed. And so, yeah, so everybody out there, the power of prayer is so powerful. I went from you're going to lose your cornea to I can see. And that's the power of prayer. So maybe we'll do on another Thursday more prayer teaching.
People to lift us up.
Alisha Ann,
you is so draining, physically, spiritually, emotionally.
You're freezing up.
Am I there?
You're freezing up a little bit. You're freezing up. Repeat what you said.
Could you repeat, Alisha, please?
Okay. Am I back? Okay. I said what we do is so draining. Physically, spiritually, emotionally. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and okay, you ladies know what I've been going through with this whole ascension. I mean, I'm on fire some days. I've just all kinds of stuff. Well, now I'm going through pain. A lot of pain. Mm-hmm. Right now, I've got this pain right down here in my lower. I don't want to call it my butt. I don't want to call it my back. I guess it's kind of in the middle of that. And if I had to pinpoint it, it would only be like this big of a section. But I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I said, Shaman, why would I, like, is this part of ascension, or what am I doing? What is this pain? And he's like, well, are you going through stress? And I said, no, my life is amazing. And then after the day I had a day with, I'm on the phone every 5 minutes. I'm helping 4 people do this. I'm helping do this. I'm running back and forth to do this. I'm taking care of my mother-in-law. I wrote him back. I said, "Oh my God, you're right. I have a lot of stress in my life." Didn't realize how much I overextend myself, right? I'm just go, go, go all the time. So, okay, so I've had the pain in the bottom of my back, or whatever you want to call it, for like 3 nights now. I have such a hard time sleeping because and here's the thing, I don't feel it in the daytime. I only feel it when I'm in bed sleeping. So now, last night, I'm going through these shoulders, and it's a very, very targeted spot. It's like right here in this area, one targeted spot right there. I'm in so much pain I couldn't sleep last night.
I have similar thing, and your friend, Shaman of Divine Light, is joining us, and she said, "So I was right
that's
again."
My friend. He's watching.
Yeah, and she say, "So I was right again." And talking
He's
about
teasing
pain,
me because I told him he was. Yeah.
Talking about pain.
Let me see. I'm gonna.
Talking about pain.
I
gotta fix this internet,
and I cannot hear you.
Let me try to fix this.
Hello. Do you
all
hear me?
I'm fixing my internet. Okay, there we go.
I usually turn everything off.
I did. I don't know why. My internet was going crazy for a second, but okay, I think we're back. I think we're good.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Talking about pains. I have similar experience as you do, Alisha Ann. I had some 3 days ago started pain here in my neck shoulder area. Again, like you said, spot like that big. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
a very targeted area.
Yeah, and it was like last night. I couldn't sleep at all. I had to actually sit down, and only then I managed to sleep. Yeah, and this morning it feels like it's gone. It's somewhere like very far, fainted, sort of saw back. Yeah, but that's about it. No more.
It is so strange. As soon as I get up in the morning, I'm back to normal. I lay down in bed, I'm miserable. I don't know what it is about my sleep time right now that's really miserable.
Maybe Morgan, you can explain what it is about our sleep time at the moment. Morgan, I think we lost you at the moment. Morgan, maybe you can explain to us what it is about sleep, what's happening in our sleep at this point.
Well, there's in and out. So I caught bits and pieces of it. And the first thing is we're talking about lower back. That's your sacrum that is the issue. And then showed me an image of you lying on the floor and flattening your talking, and that will free, that'll the trap energy there, trapped in your shoulders. I was getting about trapped energy in the shoulders, saying trapped energy. And so think about it as trapped energy as opposed to clean your gallbladder. So, and that would clean your gallbladder. So things get messages, but I do that is from and there's probably ways to clean water, but I'm sure I'm not a doctor. It's important. We are upgrading. We are who we really are. Our DNA is more and more activating. We're no longer on the little 2 DNA DNA, and we're upgrading those latent strands are coming online. That right. So I'm also getting information to eat more fruit, not so much vegetables, but good, clean, wet fruit will help alkali and bring a beautiful stasis to your body temple that can receive the incoming frequency on the shoulder and the lower. You have an exercise, Alisha Ann, and then bladder. It's just the sacrum and the cranium are, so your sacrum's down there at the bottom, not the lower back, but the, like near your butt. We'll just say what it is.
Right.
And then
exactly.
It's like the cranium up here. So it's like yin yang. Same thing, gallbladder, shoulder referral, same thing. That's what they're showing me.
Wow,
okay. And we have
they're all, don't think about cleaning liver, gallbladder.
And we have input from shaman as well. It could be ascension and body changing as we continue to ascend.
I missed that day.
Can't input from shaman who is watching us now. It could be ascension and body changing as we continue to ascend. I can't imagine it would be any kind of physical symptoms, but the pain also could be from unresolved issues. And the stress is being caused by you trying to solve it while you are sleeping.
So our conversation yesterday, me and Shaman were talking, and he said, "You guys, ladies that's what happens.
You see, in our world."
Morgan,
can you hear Morganne, Daiga? Okay. Yeah, she's really freezing up a lot today.
Morgan, you froze. Maybe you continue with your conversation about shaman, please.
So what I was gonna say is yesterday when we were talking, and you ladies know my tumultuous childhood and a lot of the hurts and stuff that I went through, and Shaman said, well, maybe it's unresolved hurt from the past. And I think I'm in a good place. I think I've let all of that stuff go, but really, have I? Right? I mean, there's so much. And I think while we're going through this ascension, especially, there's everything is going to be picked out of us. No matter how much it hurts, it has to go. So yeah, I really need to get back to now this week. Sam's mother is staying with us. Well, she's been here for about 2 weeks. She's gonna stay for like another 2 weeks. And it's about the time that she got here that the pain started. And don't take that the wrong way. I'm gonna dive into that a little bit more. She has helped me so much. I feel like I've really leapt forward in ascension just since she's been here. My heart is so full of love all the time. And I don't know, she's God, she's just an amazing soul. I don't know how to explain it. Um, but she's just amazing, and she really has picked me forward like in fast gear. So maybe because I'm ascending so quickly this last couple of weeks, and my body is like, what are you doing to me? I can't handle all of this ascension yet.
I see Morgan picking up pendulum. What the
Yeah,
pendulum
she has her.
saying, Morgan?
She's dowsing.
I'm going to try. I'm having.
Shucks. We can't hear you, honey.
Can
Morgan,
you see me okay?
you froze, but time and time again we can hear
that
you.
Happened. It was cutting out a lot here.
Might be because of the snow.
I don't hear you.
Morgan.
Oh no.
Okay,
We
she
lost
disappeared.
her.
But she picked up.
We lost her.
She picked up pendulum, and I actually all my life been working with pendulum, but I was working on yes no response. But now I'm reading book, and I trying to learn actually asking questions like you asking cards. I trying to ask questions with the pendulum.
So you mean getting actual answers
Yes,
besides yes and no?
yes.
Wow.
There is special charts which one you use to do that.
So would that kind of be like a Ouija board then? Like you have your chart at the bottom, and then depending on what your answer is, the pendulum goes that way?
Something like that, but I think Ouija board is something on wood, made
Right.
from wood or something very. This one is like on just print on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And shaman is giving input again. We have to face all of our pains. This is time to exposure wherever we want to or not. So I'm totally agreed.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreed. It's actually time. You are now, Morgan, you now are looking very great. Welcome back. Welcome back, Morgan.
Can you hear us?
Picture is great. What I can't say for sound.
Yeah, I can't hear
I
anything.
can kind of hear you.
You can't hear us
Yeah.
either?
Uh, hear you.
Morgan, do you hear us? Looks like Morgan doesn't hear us at all.
Yeah, I don't think she's hearing anything. I have my pendulum around my neck all the time. I
Oh, no,
never
I
go
don't.
without it. Never. I always have it on.
I don't know why, but I try not to be like giving my power away to something else to protect me. I sort of try put my own protection on me, like visual protection. Yeah, I'm completely protected by white bright light or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, or again, if I go into some people who are very challenging or some situations which is more challenging, then I'm putting like snow globe protection. I imagine myself in snow globe and only positive energy can come to me, yeah?
Right.
And all
Nothing can
negative
penetrate the
energy
bubble.
reflects back. I am in my
Right.
own bubble where negative energy can't reach me, yeah?
So, you know what? Speaking of that, there's another thing that's going on in my life that's just, this is so weird. Okay, so I'm Jewish, and although I don't follow religion anymore, I have always every day when I wake up and I'm cleaning the house and it's like I get into this love space through my Hebrew music. It's just, Hebrew music is always going to be in my heart. It's what I've always loved. It's what I've always, sometimes it takes me into my meditation. Now I'm having a hard time getting into any kind of music whatsoever. I used to like R&B. I used to like heavy metal. I used to like, I mean, country is my number one favorite music, but I even have a hard time listening to like regular music now. And it came to me like this last week or whenever it was. I don't know, time kind of escapes me, but I got this idea that all of these things are 3D realm stuff. You need crystals to help you get into a certain atmosphere. You need music to get you into that. But we're going away from that because we are, right? We're moving closer to I am. Ooh, I'm getting electric right now talking about it. We're getting closer to I am, and we no longer rely on these outside physical matrix things to get us there, right? Like, I've got this whole arm full of beads that I wear for my chakra stones and this and that. And these are still feeding me a lot. I get so much love from these little guys every single day, but I don't need them. I want them. I guess that's the difference. Like with me before, to get into a meditative state, I had to put on the music and I had to, like, something had to get me there. I don't need that stuff anymore. Now I'm just sloughing all of the extra stuff that used to have to get me there. I have not dowsed in forever. Now I can just sit here and talk to the other side. Sometimes my best friend Scott comes through, sometimes my father comes through. My higher self, I always feel like my higher self is there, but I can just sit on the edge of my bed now or on the couch, whatever, and just have a conversation with the other side, and I don't need any help from anything.
Shaman is asking about what's the pendulum. This is the pendulums. Where is my camera?
Yeah, mine is a quartz crystal too.
Yeah, that's pendulum.
So
Yeah.
the thing behind the pendulum is, like with mine, I will hold my necklace between my index finger and my thumb. So the energy goes through your chain to your pendulum. And then I would ask the universe a question about something that I may be interested in, or just something that I, should I do this or should I do that, or should I whatever. And then if I get a yes answer from my higher self, my pendulum would turn clockwise. And if I get a no answer from my higher self, my pendulum would turn counterclockwise. So that was just a way for me to incorporate my higher self, my higher being, into everything that I did. But yeah, I don't need my pendulum anymore. I hear them so loudly from the other side now that I really, sometimes I don't know how to shut them off. I hear them so much.
Yeah, and something else what I recently learned about pendulum, you can actually clear your energy and your chakras with pendulum.
Yeah, yes, I do that also. Yes, I do.
I didn't know that, but I now learning, and it's very interesting how long actually the pendulum you keeping pendulum still, and it's turning like clockwise so fast and so
Right.
wide, yeah. And then slowly, when this cleansing is over, then it just calms down and stops at one point.
So I don't have anybody to do it for me, but my little girlfriend Sarah in Jordan, when we were just there, she told me about some issues that she's having, and I told her lay flat on the floor. And when she did, and here, we don't have carpet outside of America. Nobody has carpet, so you're just laying, on the. I
England
mean, your
has
flat is
England has carpets.
carpet, yeah. But here we don't have carpet, so she was super, super flat on the floor. And as you know, there are, well, seven chakras, but I mean, there's actually, I think, 12. But anyway, so I
More
took
than
my,
that. More
yeah,
than that.
right. There's quite a few, but I checked her 7 chakras by same thing. I have the pendulum between my 2 fingers, and then I just hold it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it'll give you a clockwise or a counterclockwise. And if it gives you a clockwise, you know that this chakra is blocked and it needs to be unblocked. Well, how do you unblock it? So I actually have a different, it's not close to me, but I have my handy dandy, it's a smoky quartz crystal that was given to me by a she's like Morganne. She's a spiritual healer. She had her own practice for many, many years. She had her own clinic, and she has positively charged this crystal for me. So it is a very, very positively charged, very strong crystal. So I took that crystal and I turned it clockwise over the chakra that was negative or blocked. And then after I went back over it with my pendulum the second time, I got the clockwise. It had been unblocked. So yeah, she's like my little prodigy. She's doing her meditating and stuff every day, and she's
Can I get her on my show?
yes, oh my gosh, that would be great. Me and her
That would
can sit and now she is just absolutely amazing. So she goes at spirituality more historically than I even know about. She's only 20 years old, but this kid has so much knowledge. So she was raised Muslim. Her mother is a practicing Muslim. She is a practicing Muslim to a point, but to the original religion, not the so apparently the Quran of today has been changed, and not just one time but maybe a few times. But anyway, she somehow has access to the original Quran, and that's what she talks about. And man, it's amazing. It's totally opposite of what we think about the Quran today. I mean, this is like Jesus, like guru stuff. It's really, really good stuff. So she would be great to have on the show.
Someone is giving input as well. Interesting. I used as a gag for truth telling. I didn't use a crystal. Anything that I could be a pendulum. I did that as a gag for telling the truth. I only use whatever I can make pendulum from. I know that I don't know about anything else, but I know you can use uh, gold ring. That was how I started. I for very long time, almost all my life, I didn't have pendulum. I have pendulum like I don't know, last 5 years, 6 years, something like that. But all rest of my
Mhm.
life, even when I was kid, I don't remember anymore where this knowledge came from. From my great granny, from my granny, I don't know really. Can't remember. But I know
You
that
were
when
really
I
lucky
start,
that you got that knowledge.
I don't know. Alisha Ann, I had some knowledges, which one I can't figure it out. I've been in counseling and therapy courses for so long, yeah, and been thinking and talking about my life and solving out different angles of my life, yeah. But I can't remember the moment when this knowledge came. But I know since kid, yeah. Let's say
Yeah.
my parents was like, oh, something like next flu is coming every winter. That's normal. Flu is coming. And I remember myself as a kid standing in the middle of the room and telling my parents that's bullshit. It's actually bacteriological war against us.
That's not normal.
Yeah, and my parents like going on about that's normal for every winter, that's cold, and obviously there is coming different things and da 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 da. And I just stood there and I remember even how I looked like at that moment when I told them this. Yeah,
They're
and
like, there's something wrong with this kid. She's broke.
yeah, something. No, with me always was something wrong because I never
Oh.
were able like be with two faces. If I think one thing, for me was extremely difficult to play like different. Tell, let's say,
Yeah.
if I don't like some of my relative aunties, yeah, then this auntie 100% no, don't even come close to this kid.
Mm.
I just I just feel bullshit from distance, I think.
I've been very, very spiritually receptive my whole life. If somebody is negatively polarized and they come into my bubble, I get sick to my stomach. and I get like anxiety and sick to my stomach, I can feel a negative person. Now, it's not from very far. It's not like from across the room or something, but if I'm within the same vicinity of a negatively polarized person, it makes me sick. I know immediately that they're negatively polarized.
I don't know as much as negatively, but I know as false. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I see false smiles, false talks, yeah, I
Yeah.
literally see through, and half of my aunties, yeah, was so false. If have you seen English comedy series Keeping Up Appearances?
No. I don't get any normal TV here.
No, that is old series, but that's about
Mm.
lady, middle-aged lady in this series. She has family. She is from low background, but she wants to keep this appearance that she is some upper class lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just falseness, all this falseness around her. And that was what I feel about ants in my surroundings, most of
Oh.
them, yeah. I was close only to those who was really natural, how they
Yeah.
are.
Wow.
So yeah,
Mm.
that's little bit about background. We still don't have Morganne. I don't know. Morganne probably
No.
give up.
Well, and it's snowing there. Her weather is really bad. She's not even sure if she can go to the doctor today because she's gonna have to find somebody with a four by four to get her to the doctor. So yeah, her weather, she might not be able to come back. About the pendulum thing, I recently found this quartz crystal. Uh, so a lot of people don't know this. I don't tell anybody the reason of my father's death, but my father shot himself in the head in my driveway 2 years ago.
I'm
And
so sorry to hear that.
so when he died, now it was I struggled. I struggled. I mean, that's about the hardest thing that you could see is that your father. Um, but anyway, from that point on, there's been now I have not. My father was estranged from me my whole life. I never had a relationship with him. I never really knew him. It just happened that the universe made me. I was literally forced. I was living in Turkey at the time, and I was literally forced. I could not go anywhere but back to America. And then that happened to my father, and it just came out that that one thing literally shoved me so far into ascension. I didn't know what ascension was at the time. But my father now lives with me every day. I know him, I understand him, but the presence of love. See, my father, when you start pointing the fingers at people, this is why God tells you don't judge, because you can't. I can judge my father for the way that he treated me, but then we have to say, well, why is he like that? Well, he's like that because of the abuses that he went through. And then why is that person like that? Because of the abuses that they went through, right? And if people never see the light during their whole lifetime, that's all they know is the negative. So that's who my father was on this planet. He was very negative and very abusive. And I would literally almost pee myself when he would walk into the room. I was so nervous of what he was going to do to me every time I saw him. But when he died, he immediately, it was like this earth was not the place for him. He forgot so much of who he was, but instantly when he died, he went right back into the I am. He went right back into his higher self. And he's been guiding me this whole time. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing so well now, because he's guiding me. But I told you how afraid I was of him when he was alive. When he died, immediately, I was living in a bubble of love. Now, to not be too gory, his body stayed in the driveway for 8 hours, about 8 hours before, by the time they did the investigation, the cops and the girls, the undertaker, what are they called? By the time they came out to the house, it was a good 8 hours that I was sitting outside with the body. And I tell you what, I was so surrounded by love. I didn't even know it was possible to feel that much love. I did not. Then I went through 3 days of, I didn't know what to do with it, right? Because every time I closed my eyes, I would see the tragedy again and then see the body on the ground. And so I went through 3 days of that. And then my father physically came back to me. Physically, he was beautiful. He had his big old black Stetson cowboy hat on and his Western shirt. My father had a show in Branson, Missouri. He sang at a place called Cheesize for many years. He had a beautiful voice. He was a beautiful man. He was just, screwed up. But when I saw him, he was maybe 25 years old again. He was beautiful with his big black beard and mustache. And I hadn't been out of bed for 3 days. I didn't know how to deal with it. I was just so grief stricken and this memory in my head of what I just witnessed. And so I got out of my bed one time to use the restroom, because that's the only time I ever got out of bed for 3 days. And he was standing at the end of the hallway. And same thing, I felt, when he died, I said I was in this bubble of love. It was that again, the closer I got to him walking down the hallway, the more warm and the more love that I felt. And I walked up to him and I just looked like I couldn't believe he was so young and so beautiful again. Like, when I saw him, hello, a gunshot to the head. And I just looked at him in amazement, like, wow, I didn't know what to say. And he said, well, Leash, he always called me Leash. The family calls me Lishan, but my dad only called me Leash. He said, well, Leash, I guess you know by now that I've killed myself, that I shot myself. I guess you know by now that I shot myself. And I said, well, that's because I didn't shoot you first, you son of a bitch. And then we both like threw our heads back in this huge belly laugh. But that's what I needed. Like, he was a stupid person and he was joking and laughing all the time. And he was, like, he would just do the stupidest things and tell these crazy jokes all the time. And I don't know, that one thing just kind of snapped me out of my grief. And from that day forward, he has been with me every single day. Well, when he died, I had a silver ring made at the funeral home and they put his fingerprint on it. And that is what I wore it for a while. And then I was afraid that the fingerprint was going to rub off. So I stopped wearing it. And then shortly after that, it literally called me. It called me. It became my pendulum. anytime I would have any question whatsoever, and I was dowsing every day, and I would use my father's ring. And, then it just came to a point to where, okay, I don't need this anymore. I put that down. And then I found this crystal, and, I love the crystal. I wear it. It's beautiful. I feel love, but again, it's the same thing. I just don't need to douse anymore. I don't need it. I feel my father without it. I feel, love without it. I think I'm just moving more into love. I don't know how to call it. I'm just love. I don't need anything else. I just love.
Yeah, that's what I actually, when you listening so many spiritual people, that's what they all say, that all answers is in you, in
Yeah.
yourself. You don't need any extra protections or guidance or anything, because you know everything. Just listen to yourself. Listen to your body, listen to yourself, and there will be those answers.
Yeah, we're not becoming more spiritual. We're not becoming ascended, right? Or
We're not
ascending.
going
We're not,
anywhere.
we're just remembering. We were already there. We just forgot who we are. We've been that for eons, for millions of generations.
Yeah, we just need to remember who we actually are. And that's quite the
Daiga,
process.
speaking of remembering, do you know any of your past lives? Do you have any past life regression whatsoever?
I haven't done it, but I think Morganne is doing past life regressions.
See, I don't have any. Now, I did recently remember my past life, the one just before this one. And because I did, now that answered a million questions as to why I had the relationship with my father this lifetime that I did. It was because of carryover from my last life. And so that, remembering that one thing actually, um, it really put a lid on the whole situation for me. It answered all of my questions. Now I am just so resolved. Um, like the situation is just fixed for me because I know the truth behind the situation. It is a karmic thing from the last life that I had to clear out, not for myself, for my father. And it just everything made sense.
Uh, Shaman is inputting. Have you forgiven your father yet?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I believe that I have. I think I have. I think I have.
And other thing which I don't know, I don't understand really. He put oh no, I was an American Indian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so his input as well. We still lost Morganne today completely by the
I
look of it.
know. I
Very
know it.
sad,
She might not.
because it would be time for her to do the meditation. That
Yeah, to do our meditation, we need
what
our
I will,
Morgan so much.
yeah, but what I'm thinking of, another input from shaman. I was a priest who was executed by the Nazis, for starters. So in
See, I
past
was
life,
Jewish in my last life too. I was Jewish in my last life too, and I was executed. Yeah. Yeah, so that was what me and Shaman were talking about yesterday is his, I guess you must have a lot of memories from your, previous life. I guess that would make sense. That's the closest one to you, so that's the one that you remember. So Shaman was like a medicine man, a medicine doctor, a Native American healer, medicine man in his previous life. I think it was his previous life. I'm not sure. I can't speak for him on that, but it was one of his past lives, and so that's carried into this life too. The shamanic healing and having the need to help people and heal people again. So yeah, which is the same thing with me. Like I resonate so much with the life that I had just prior to this one.
I haven't done this, but probably at one point I will have to do it. I don't know with whom and how, but I will have to do it because there is some things in my life which one probably would give me more light on if I knew my past really. But
No, like with me, I didn't ask for it. I didn't want to know. I didn't even have any idea about past life regression at the time. It was a message that came to me. And then, you know, it resonated like it answered. It was actually from a tarot card reader. A woman was reading cards, and it just, I mean, it was like she spoke my name, she told my story, she knew every single thing. You know what? It just, all of the pieces fell together. All of the pieces. And this was shortly after the death of my father. And then that one thing was like, wow, now I understand. I understand our relationship during this life. It was because of the relationship that we had in the last life. And yeah, it really sealed off everything. That was the one thing that really made me heal in this lifetime, was understanding what we went through in the last lifestyle together, the last life together.
it looks like your dad, that was huge turning point for you to actually change.
It sounds really horrible to say this, and you'll understand it, but I'm really, really glad that he's on the other side. I'm really, really, really glad. He healed himself, he healed me, it healed a lot of stuff. And he was miserable. He was absolutely miserable on this planet because he couldn't get past abuse that he had received as a child, and it haunted him his whole entire life.
Another input from shaman. As a
So
shamanic
now he's free.
healer,
Now he's free. And
uh, another input from
and
shaman. As
okay.
as a shamanic healer, and that is what I'm learning to do.
Yeah.
So he is learning shamanic healing as far as I understand. Yeah, I think you meet in right time, right people, or somebody who puts you in your journey. So we all already have quite a way in our journeys and dealing with everything. Is there anything else, Alisha Ann, you want to tell our viewers today?
I would like to say one thing before we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
My
hear
video
you.
keeps freezing. Do you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I hear you.
I hope for the person who is listening right now, I hope the one or the people who are listening, I hope the one thing stood out to you, that we do not have to go outside of us for anything that we need. Nothing. You don't feel love around you, that's fine. You don't need to feel love around you. Love comes from within. Search from within and you'll find it. There's nothing externally that we need. Everything is already in you. You are already everything that you need. You are already everything that you want. How do you find it? You know what? For me, literally, meditation was my turning point. And this is the one thing that I can't get away from is meditation, because think about it. Everything is energy. There is no empty space. God showed me this amazing uh vision a long time ago. I was like in an apartment and it was absolutely full of water. Every single place you looked, there wasn't a single bubble of water anywhere. And he said, this is like energy. This is like the universe. There's no empty space anywhere. So, on this 3D existence, we're not so telepathic as we should be, like they are in the higher realms, in the higher dimensions. But there is energy. There are messages going through the airwaves at all times. So, how do you meditate? It's not about, chanting and doing this and that. That's for something totally different. If you want to know who you are, if you want to find love and you want to remember the other side, the higher dimensions, all you have to do is be quiet. The universe is always feeding you messages at all times. But what do? We have distractions. We have phones, we have computers, we have video games, we have TV shows, we have all of these distractions and we can't hear it. Can't hear the messages. So when you meditate, you're just calming your mind. You're pushing out all thoughts, all distractions, all everything, and you're just quietly receiving what Source has to tell you, the information that Source is feeding us all the time.
Thank you very much, Alisha. Thank you, Shaman, for joining our show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hopefully to see you again next week, and hopefully Morgan's internet will be fixed.
I know. Morganne is such an amazing part of our show.
Yes, she is absolutely wonderful, but her internet sometimes is completely crazy.
Yeah, I
We're
know it.
struggling all the time with that. But then again, like she said, she chooses and she lives in beautiful place, and she has to give up something. And that
Right.
internet access, proper internet access, is what she give up to actually live where she lives.
But look at how amazing the internet is, though. I'm in Kurdistan, you're in the UK, she's in America, and we can do this amazing show together.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
brilliant. It's brilliant. Thank you everybody for watching us. Thank you. Sorry this show didn't finish like we usually do. But I want to remind you, please, if you like my shows, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and try to share to more and more people for us to be able to reach out and give some insight, some helpful tips from normal, honest people, normal people who going through everything what you going through, and let's try just make sense in our lives, and we try make sense talking to each other, and when you join us we try pull you in our chat, and so we can help you as well. And when Morgan is with me, she's many times giving people actually readings and tuning into people and tell them what they need to be better in one way or other. So it's really extraordinary shows. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless.